Okay. Because we've been doing this class for 10 years now, we've really gone through an awful lot of recipes. So now the focus, my focus at least, is, I'm sure Christy also, we're trying to come up with new things. So in giving this a little thought the last couple of weeks, I decided to try, I came across a few Torani flavors that I thought would be interesting. So today we'll make French toast ice cream. Never did it before, but you know, why not play a little, right? So it was originally, never mind. Okay, so these are the bladders. There's a bunch of students here who took my class the last couple of days, and they know most of this stuff, but I'll go through it for everyone else. These are the bladders. This is how the ice cream mix, as we all call it, comes. Comes 2 bladders to a box, which is called a case, and the price has gone up, of course, as everything has, but it's still minor, right? We went through the profit, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to make, this is a 24 or a 12?
24.
All right, we're going to make a half batch. In my book that I only brought 4 in case anybody wants to buy one, but in the book, the recipes are broken down by the size of the machine. When I make a recipe, I make it for my 24, which I have, and it requires 1 full bladder. And today, because it's only us here, we're going to make half batch. So instead of 10, we'll use 5 quarts. There's 10 quarts in here, we'll use 5. And let's see, that should do it. Now, you know the trick we just did, right? When you're pouring stuff with a measuring on it, yesterday, actually, Monday in class, somebody was trying to pour into one of these things. And of course, what you do is you put it down here and you try to pour and look at it at the same time. So we came up with a way to combat that so you don't spill it and break your neck and everything else. And that is simply turn it around like this so these are here, and as you're pouring, you can easily see it. That's 25 cents a person for that tip. All right, this is the machine. It's been sanitized. It's all ready to go. And we're going to pour, let's see, the ingredients for this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have 6 ingredients in this, which is at least 4 more than I normally do, but we'll give it a shot. I was going to make this with simply using French toast Torani and cream, and I'm sure it would be good, but I thought let's jazz it up a little bit and put a swirl through it, a variegate. Remember we did that? A nice variegate. And the variegate will use brown sugar, a little maple syrup, cinnamon, and some cinnamon brown sugar crunchies. And that will make a swirl through it. You'll see. So first we'll put this in the machine. Remember, when you're pouring in the machine, the higher you hold it, the narrower the stream, the easier it is to fill. All right. Vanilla. Let's put a little vanilla. My rule of thumb is I like 1 ounce of vanilla per 1 quart. It's a little radical, but hell, I don't pay for it. So we'll do that. Still comes from Darien, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so we'll add how many ounces?
5.
Ooh, tough crowd, you know. So we'll add 5 ounces of vanilla, and we'll fire up the machine. There's a pano on here. 1 shot, and you have 2 choices. Make ice cream, get help. Let's press get help. So we'll make ice cream, we'll make a homemade, and we'll start it up. Now all that's in there is the mix and the vanilla. So let's add some flavoring to it. We'll see how much we should add. Say when. Say when.
No. That's it.
Okay, when.
You missed the vanilla.
Yeah, I'm afraid to see it. You mean Steve's
And,
free vanilla?
Let's free vanilla, and let's taste it and see where we are. Wow, that's excellent. Okay, so I'm going to shut the machine now. Now that I know we're ready to roll, because I want to get our variegate started, because that'll take a little time. So the variegate.
Here's that squishy.
Doesn't stop bugging me. Doesn't stop bugging me. All right. For the variegate, the main thing, 2 really important things: the flavor of it and the consistency of it. Because as you'll see later, we're going to try to create a swirl. Remember vanilla fudge ice cream growing up? It was white, but they had these dark swirls going through it. And boy, you couldn't wait to get your spoon around that. So what we'll do is I picked out some ingredients. I guess it'll be all right. The first thing we're going to do is go to the Ninja and grind up some of these. These are Belvita crunchy cinnamon brown sugar wafers.
They're my favorite.
You've had these?
Oh, I have them every night.
You're kidding.
Oh, before I go
here,
to
have
bed, I
one.
eat a bag. Thank you.
There you
Oh,
go.
this is just great. There's finally some perks in this job.
So we'll add a few of those, and we'll see what happens. Is that what this was for?
Your variegate.
No, this is for the ice cream, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, so let's take a clear one, even though you don't want to use clear ones. When you're buying the containers, they're Cambro containers, and really, they're excellent. They last forever. Not these. These last forever. There's 2 kinds of plastic in the world, probably more. There's polystyrene and polypropylene. One is polystyrene, one is polypropylene. I don't know which is which, but don't get the clear ones. They crack in a relatively short period of time. These, I've had the same ones for going on 15 years. They just don't break.
Jeff, I had a customer yesterday ask where to. I told him the name. I looked at the bottom, and I was telling him what you said about buy the translucent ones.
Right.
Where do you get them?
You can get them on Webstaurant, but I like to just go to Restaurant Depot. Everybody has one near them within an hour. It takes me an hour and 10 minutes, but I go every Sunday to Restaurant Depot. It's that good. And they have every kind of these. They have the big ones for the sugar that'll keep your sugar in your place. They have all the different sizes of them. Here's half gallon, full gallon. They have 6 quart. I use the 1 gallon. And with a lid, they sell them separately. But to get with the lid runs you about $4.50, maybe $4.79 or something each. But they last forever.
I use the big ones to keep our dog food in for the girls.
Absolutely.
because it seals so tight. And they also have the measuring on the side.
Right. They're great.
Yeah,
they really are.
They
Good
are
company.
they are terrific.
Let's just throw them all in. What the hell?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we have enough. We'll make it have enough. Your first purchase when you decide you're going to open a store should be a Ninja. It's hands down the greatest. 6 blades that you can't touch. I mean, they'll slice your finger in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
But much better than all the other blenders with the 3 on the bottom. You know, even the Vitamix, which is what I had, and I sold it. I gave it away because no good. All right, so we have this starting for a variegate. We'll add some cinnamon because French toast, cinnamon, right? That works. So we'll add a little cinnamon. And also, I thought about French toast, Mrs. Butterworth's. I would have used real maple syrup, but couldn't get it.
There's some on the shelf.
Real maple syrup?
Yes.
Or molasses?
Real maple syrup.
I'll take it.
Now,
100%.
please don't call us up and ask for Jeff's recipe because even Jeff doesn't know it. It's a little of this,
thank you.
a shake of that. What are you going to do?
We use that to make maple bacon ice cream. It was really good.
It was. Christy's husband is our second engineer here. And he is, besides being a great engineer, he also makes the world's greatest bacon.
And
I mean,
straightest.
it's beautifully straight. And we were making pickle Italian ice, and which sounded really disgusting. And we put a big piece of Mickey's bacon into each cup. And people, you know, were handing out spoons, and people had already started using the piece of bacon as a cup, as a spoon. It was great.
He claims it was gross. It was fantastic.
All right, so we'll add some of this so we can make a
Slurry.
slurry of it.
I feel like it's going to be more of a paste.
Well, we'll see.
Well, there goes your $15 of maple syrup.
It went to a good cause.
Mine, it was yours. You paid for it.
I know. And so this weekend I'll be using Mrs. Butterworth's on my pancakes. Thanks a lot. Jeez.
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, looking good. Looking good.
The whole.
It was.
Don't let
it wasn't
Paula
the
see you
whole
doing
thing.
that. She recycles everything.
Okay, well, you can bring it to her.
She's threatened to recycle me.
And we're just going to add a little bit of this to it so that we can get the consistency we want. And I'll show it to you once we get it. Oh, nice. Yesterday in class we made peanut butter and jelly ice cream, which is peanut butter ice cream, and then we made a jelly swirl out of this.
You can also do that as an Italian ice, peanut butter and jelly. It works out just great. And nobody's ever seen it before, so it's a lot of fun.
Okay, now we're ready. So what we'll do now is we'll fire this up, get this working. We tasted it already, and I think it's good, so we don't have to worry about that. We can put the compressor on right away. When you put the compressor on, listen, and you'll hear it go on. It's a good habit to get into. Listen up. Okay, now we know we're cool. If you don't hear it, you'll be making ice cream for the next 2 weeks.
Because it won't freeze.
You didn't do your water stick.
Oh, and also a water a water-cooled machine. The water comes in there, it cools the motor, and then it comes out through here. And you're right. And I always check in the store the water coming out, and it is in fact coming out.
Because if it isn't, it means that somebody turned the water off somewhere down the line.
And you're
you
in
forgot
trouble.
that you had a plumber come in last week to change your hot water heater, and he shut off all sorts of valves,
wanna
hoping
put
that
that
he'd
on the
find the
shelf?
right one for the hot water heater. Changes the hot water heater, turns on that valve, and your machine is still shut off. So when you call us, we're available 7 days a week till 9 p.m. You call us, leave a message during off hours, and one of us will call you back. Usually on a Sunday night, it's going to be me. And that's the first thing we're going to ask is the water coming out? And if you say no, it's turned off, or there are rubber hoses that we supply, and you've rolled the machine onto one of the rubber hoses, crushing the line, the solution, move it off the line. So we have simple solutions for what you feel is a pending disaster. We've heard it all, 120 years.
Okay, here's the consistency we're looking for, and you'll see why. And I know Steve mocks me for not writing all this down, but this is something that you'll have to do by feel and taste, which is good. Remember we talked about we're in this business for profit. What's the second thing? Art. We want to be able to create things, because otherwise we might as well sell shoes. Okay. This is, it's almost like oatmeal maybe. Wow. Oh, this could be good. So really, to write down a formula, you don't need to, because we used 5 quarts, 1 bottle, which is a 750 of Tyranny, French toast, and then we made this. You don't have to do this, but I thought, why not? So we'll give it a shot. And this should take about, let me see, maybe 10 minutes, that's all. And then we'll be ready to make our variegate. And before you make the variegate, what do we have, 10, so we'll get 3 maybe?
You're running on super premium?
Yes.
Are you
No,
running
homemade.
on homemade? Okay.
So we'll prepare for 3. Normally, a full batch will get you 6 or 7. So we'll prepare for 3 because we're going to eat some. Okay, any questions about this? Any questions about life in general? Yes.
Besides the speed for the ice cream, what's the difference between super premium and homemade?
Well, it is the speed. And the higher,
Is there texture difference or premium?
no temperature. Texture, yes. But you won't notice that. It's really density, right?
Yes.
I have to put a word on it. Take a bowl, take a pint or a quart of heavy cream, pour it in the bowl. Take your mix master, those things with the blades, and do this. You'll get whipped cream, won't you?
Right.
Now, if you had a variable speed on this thing and you went lower speed, it would take longer, but that whipped cream would be much denser and very good, wouldn't it?
So is that with the denser one is the homemade or
No,
the
homemade is the highest one. Think gelato. You ever have gelato? It's
Yeah.
very thick and creamy. What is gelato, 170 or something?
No, 140.
140. The speed on this is 238 revolutions a minute. 234? 234 revolutions a minute. So it's whipping that cream. Gelato is 140 revolutions a minute, perceptibly slower. So the ice cream will have less air in it. and it'll be creamier to the palate. Okay?
But keep in mind, nobody else has this control but me. This is my invention from 24.
Well, I have it.
You have from 24 years ago, it's not just a variable speed motor. It's not even the motor. The motor's just standard. It's an application that I developed whereby we can slow down the speed of the drive without losing the horsepower. Normally, if you have a light dimmer in your dining room and you dim down the lights from 100 to 40, you've robbed the motor of all that, the lights of all that power. You dim down the speed of the drive, you've lost the power of the motor. With my system, you don't lose the power. But these numbers that Jeff was throwing out, 234, 140, Super Premium 160, they don't apply to any other machine. You can call up another company, an Italian company mostly, and say, what speed do you make gelato at? And their RPM will not correspond to ours because it's what we designed, and that's the speed that we pick. So there are not apples to apples. You can't say this one's got a 3-horse motor and this has got a 3-horsepower motor. They're the same. They're not, because they don't have this invention. It's really handy because products that we didn't even know about have come along since I invented it. The main one being dairy-free. And dairy-free, you could. I started off making it like an Italian ice at a high speed, but after 3 years of working with dairy-free, I've lowered it down to about the super premium range to get a better mouthfeel and texture. So there is nothing on the market today that you can't make on this machine. Yes, sir.
You're getting ready to pour into the same ones that you use for storage of box.
The question was, are these the same containers you use for serving your ice cream from? Jeff does. It's personal preference. A lot of ice cream parlors use this. That's either a 2.5 or 3 gallon tub. They're nice. I find these to be more convenient because as they get low, you can change them out. I also
big thing, less air contacts the ice cream.
Yeah, that's true. And the other is gelato pans. I use gelato pan inserts. I'll show you one. That's basically a gelato pan insert. Very inexpensive. I'm not using the stainless steel housing. I'm just using the plastic. And this is 6 to 7 quarts, 6 liters. What does it sell for? No, I use these for gelato because gelato dipping cabinets don't hold round tubs. They hold these rectangular type. Thank you. Yes, sir.
That's about the, when Jeff turned on the compressor there, made me think about no need to pre-cool.
No, there is no such thing as pre-cooling.
Okay.
Because the dairy product would freeze to the walls of the machine if you tried to pre-chill it. It's going to get cold very fast, but if you're making straight vanilla, which is going to be the lowest sugar content product, this is a higher sugar content, so instead of 8 minutes, it'll be about 10. But for the first 4.5 minutes or so, give or take, it's still liquid. It's just chilling down from 34 degrees down to a sub-temperature. So you have plenty of time to add nuts, cookies, candies into the machine. We add everything into the machine. Nobody else can do that on the market. We take whole bananas and drop them in, whole Oreo cookies. Today we're going to drop your product in, the moonshine cookies, and we'll probably put half the moonshine cookies into the machine, let them grind it up, and now I've got the moonshine flavor. And the second half, we're going to break them into 4 pieces and shake them out as it comes out.
All right, it's ready, and we'll pull it out now.
That was fast.
Okay, now we're good.
I get this
So
out
we'll
of
put
your
it in here. Beautiful white color.
Yes, except custard is a high fat, usually 12%. Gelato is a low fat, about 4, 6, 8%, depending on where you are in Italy.
All right, so normally I would pull it right into these and seal it up and put it in the freezer. But because we're doing a variegate, I pulled it into the big one, and what we'll do is we'll take the variegate, just like we did with the jelly one, and we'll pour it on top. And we'll give it, what I always say is 4 turns in here. And then because it's a squishy bucket, we'll squishy it and put it in here, and you'll see that we'll get a nice swirl in it.
Isn't that great?
Wow. Cool.
For 15 years, we've been asked where to get the squishy buckets. We don't know.
Well,
If you find out, let us know.
well,
now we do.
Yeah.
We
One
do
of-
know.
Was he one of the students? One of my
No.
No.
You found one?
His name is Nathan. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, he was so enthralled with these things that he decided to invent them. And so what he did was he invented this. This is a prototype. And if it passes muster here, they'll go on the market. Traditionally, the squishy buckets, we're all out of them, aren't we? Oh, here they are. This is what came, originally when I started, this is what ice cream came in, and squishy. And you couldn't buy them anywhere. And to make the variegate, you need a squishy bucket. So after these many years, what's his name?
Nathan.
Nathan, hi Nathan. Nathan came up with his version of a squishy bucket. And he wants us to try them here, and if they work, then he's going to go into production on them. So you'll be able to get your squishy buckets through Nathan.
Hey, just think about Nathan. Keep this in mind that the three of us want to do the late night TV commercial for them. You know, whether 3 for $9.95 or whatever the price is.
No. We have to do it where, like they pull the saran wrap and they do like all the funky. Do you do this?
No, well, we're going to have you in black and white, sweating as you're trying to do a standard bucket and pour the variegate in, and then Jeff's going to come along and he's just got a squishy bucket, easy pouring it, and I'll be the voiceover.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Order now and you'll get a lid with your squishy
All
bucket.
right, we'll do another one.